What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be fixing my iPhone XS Max. I had dropped it once before and I got a green light going through it, but then I dropped it again, and then the whole screen turned green. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to fix and replace the screen. That way you can just fix it yourself, and it's kind of cool being able to say that you know how to fix phones. The only things that you will need is a spudger, a tri-tip, a penelope, file down tweezers. This is a special magnet that magnetizes the screwdrivers so the screws don't fall out. So they stick like magnets to the screwdriver. The screws are so easy to lose because they're so tiny. Today we're going to be looking at the iTrueColor screen. I've never used this brand before, but hopefully it's one of the good ones. Okay, to begin, we're going to have to remove the penelope screws that are on the bottom of the iPhone. The next thing that we're going to grab is the file down tweezers. It's really important that it's as thin as possible. That way it could go in between the back part of the phone and the screen. Wiggle your way inside, putting a little bit of pressure because you don't want the tweezers to go all the way inside. You might damage the cables or the phone. After you can place the tweezers inside, it's important to get the spudger. You'll need this to start opening the phone. There's an adhesive or like a rubbery glue that helps keep the phone together. So you will be using the spudger to help remove that. Like I said before, it's really important not to go all the way in because you might damage the phone. So you just want to go slow, back and forth even, to help with removing that adhesive. Once you finish, there you will see where the SIM card goes. That means you have to flip over the phone and open it towards the direction of that SIM card. There are 3 screws that we need to remove. Once we have those 3 screws removed, we will grab the bracket. It's important to remember where each screw goes. The next step is to take out 4 different screws. Here we're going to start unplugging the screen cables, and there's 4. Most important one is the battery cable. That's definitely the first one that we have to unplug. Here again we're going to be using the spudger in order to remove these cables. Notice that they don't come undone the first time I do it, and so you can't force it because these cables are really easy to break. So you just kind of have to go slow with it and take your time. Here we can see the cameras, the 2 batteries that's in your iPhone, the logic board, and the Taptic engine. We're going to go back to the broken screen to remove the speaker, face recognition, and the sensor. There are 3 screws that we need to remove. Again, we're going to be using the spudger. It's very important to go slow with this process because these cables are really easy to break. So this is the method that I use. I use the spudger and go underneath the cable, and I kind of just move it from side to side as I'm pushing up. So here's an example that if you can't take something out, don't force things because that's how the cables or the cameras or any sensor can break. So it's important to find a different method or try from a different angle. You need to use a cleaning cloth to clean the top parts of the screens where the cameras and the sensors go, because a little bit of dirt or a smudge can prevent the sensors from working. It's also important to wipe down the sensors themselves for the exact same reason. Once you place this part onto the new screen, it's time to start putting things back together. We'll start off by reconnecting the cables. It's important to remember that we can't force these cables back on. You have to go nice and slow. You want to be able to hear or feel a click. Be patient with this because I think by far this is the hardest part. Just because the cables feel like fragile and they're very easy to break. Notice how the last cable that I connected was the battery. The next step is to put the brackets back to their original spots. When putting back the screen, it's important to start from the top and then working the sides all the way down to the bottom. You want to hear them click, and again, don't force anything because you might damage or break something. This is the moment of truth. Hey, it turned on, so I guess that's a good sign, right? So just by looking at the colors, I think they're very bright. I would have to say that the screen is fairly good. I wouldn't say it's as good as the original Apple screen, but if I were to rate it, I would probably give it a B minus.
We couldn't connect that call. Please check the number and give it another try. No puede completar su llamada como la marcó.
Well, we can see that the sensor is working. The final part is just putting the Penelope screws back to the bottom of the iPhone. Well, there it is. Thanks guys for watching my YouTube video. I really appreciate it. If you liked my video, please like and subscribe. Anyway, until next time, see ya.